And this is recording.
Cool. Back into view. Alrighty. Welcome back to Welcome back to La Flame. What's going on out there, world? We're recording 2 episodes in 1 day, so by the time you see this, you can just ignore that we're wearing the same outfits.
You don't care about our sneakers at this point.
Exactly. You've seen them already, and if you haven't, you can watch last week's episode. So we're helping you with that. So this week we're talking about the list that you got. Did you want to share your Jhene story first?
Jhene Aiko.
Is that what you wanted? Was there an order?
No, there wasn't.
I know we mentioned still we need a list.
I got you.
You did.
Strip clubs.
We do have to talk about that. Which one do you want to talk about first, Jhene or strip clubs?
Let's start about Jhene.
Okay, since you have a story to share, it's story time. We're starting off strong with story time.
I do. It was just for anyone that's a Jhene fan.
Which we are. Oh yeah, we should say this is another favorite Pisces that we forgot to mention in the first episode. So it wasn't just Rihanna, but it was also Method Man per the last episode and Jhene Aiko per this episode. So we're also going to mention Big Sean a little bit. Shout out to another Aries. So
I didn't even know he was an Aries.
Are you sure? Because he frequently talks about being an Aries.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't listen to him. Yeah.
Okay, so Jhene, your story.
Okay.
Fill us in.
Big Jhene fan. I'll just start by saying that.
You've got a tattoo.
I do have her 2 fish tattoo. When I first saw it, I bought the book when it came out, the poetry book.
How was it?
Amazing.
Pisces have a way with poetry and words.
Yeah. I mean, if we use her as an example, for sure. Also, one of my really good friends is a writer too. Shout out to you, Ray. His music is fire.
He's also Pisces.
He's a Pisces.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have a theory about Pisces moons, but we'll start after your thing.
Yeah, so she had just dropped the album Trip. Obsessed with it because it was the first time I think we had a Jhene album for a really long time. Mm-hmm. Right? Trip.
Yeah.
And she not only dropped the album, she dropped a visual to it. I remember I was at work and it was coming out at a specific time and I stopped working to watch this video that was streaming live. It was super sad. It was about her brother. And basically if you really listen to the album from start to finish, it's about her going on a bad trip. Assuming she took something right? So now everybody is like, all right, Jhene's down, she's a smoker, she does what she has to do, right? I'm not gonna assume anything else besides marijuana, but whatever. We know what it is. So she had a concert in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg, for 2 nights. I went both nights.
Of course you did.
And on one of the nights I went, obviously everybody that was there knows what Jhene's music does for them. They smoke a little something, whatever. So it was cloudy in there.
It's legal in New York now.
So it wasn't back then.
Right, it wasn't.
Yeah, so which made it a little bit more whoa. Especially being it was a very small, intimate venue, which is the perfect type of venue for her as an artist, I feel. It just made the vibe so much better. And whatever, very, very, very cloudy. To a point where you probably, if you were standing in the crowd, you probably couldn't even see the stage.
So everyone is getting a contact high, even the people that weren't.
Yes.
Engaging.
Everybody was. There wasn't a person in there that was not smoking. And it's all right, this is the vibe we came for. Nobody's really drinking, getting rowdy, because that's not what her music is about, right? Mm-hmm. So she gets on the stage and she's performing, doing her thing, perfect performance. Every song was just whatever, perfect. But then she starts making comments in between songs. And she's just kind of oh damn, people are really getting high in here, and it's like making people feel bad, like almost like stop smoking, make sure y'all hydrate. Maybe we should probably stop smoking. And I get if maybe like the venue probably told her to do that, but she came across very judgy, and everybody's kind of vibe, like the crowd just kind of went flat. Yeah, and you know, some words were being exchanged from the crowd to the stage, like you a fraud type shit, because like you put out an album called Trip about you taking drugs. You're here performing the album, and now you coming at people for doing drugs at your concert. But it's like, I don't know. It just kind of made me feel like she was just shocked, as if like she was appalled. The way she sounded, like it was like. How
many songs in was she? Is my question.
About halfway through.
Okay.
Yeah, but at this point it was like, wait.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, so. I don't know, it just sounded really strange coming from someone who's making the music for the stoners. Like, why are you saying it in this manner? Like, why are you making people feel bad that they're smoking at your show?
If anyone else is at this concert and you have footage of her saying this, I would like to be the judge of this.
Oh yeah, it wasn't social media.
No, but people were still recording on their little like Canons, tiny Canon.
Was that what it was? Nah, we had phones, but
yeah, but
I don't think I record. I have like a picture on my Instagram.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
And you can see the
cloud. So, if anyone has a recording of her saying this, I would be interested in hearing this, so I could have a third-party opinion as someone that wasn't there.
Yeah, I just felt like it was kind of strange. It kind of killed the mood a little bit because. It was just her tone.
I don't know, but see, this is why I feel like I want to hear it, because maybe you're just remembering it.
High?
Yes, or the way you want to remember it.
That wasn't that high.
You just said everyone at least had a contact buzz.
Everyone, yeah, but like I was just very like, whoa. Like, she was like upset on the stage.
I feel like I'm thinking like if I was her, I might like I'm halfway into my set. I can barely sing because I got smoke in my throat now. I was like,
Oh, you think it was fucking with her flow?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what you thought though? Like, what did you think as Jhene Aiko performing Trip in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, at a very small venue, probably the size of this place? So like she was the homie at this point, you know, like we're cool.
I don't know. I can't say what she thought. I can only say if I was a performer and it's halfway into my set, I'm like, I walk through these little puff clouds all the time now that it's legal here, and I'm like, I just want to breathe. Like, I just want to breathe for like a second. Like, I just want some clean air for like a minute. Not to like put everybody's high down, because I'm not judging you either, but at the same time, it's like, I just want some fresh air, like for 2 seconds.
Believe me, I totally get it.
So in my mind, if I'm performing through that too, I'm like, you know.
Okay, but she's like a Coachella performer. She's like a.
That's true, but you are at Coachella. You're outside. In the desert.
Yeah, I know, but like.
I wonder if that's part of why she performs more outside now. It's because this experience has probably happened to her multiple times.
It would be in Brooklyn that
she's like,
scarred her.
You know what?
Y'all smoke different.
Outside. Yeah.
Like you thought we were smoking in LA? No.
Exactly. So she does
in Brooklyn.
Perform outside now for most of her shows.
Well, so she doesn't have an album
together now.
She doesn't have an album that comes close to Trip.
How did you feel about her song with Nas on her last album?
I didn't love it.
Really? I love it. I listen to it all the time.
I don't like the last album.
I do. I love the last album. I was ready to like go to her concert.
She had a concert?
No, it was canceled because her album came out in 2020.
And
then she got pregnant.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was like the first time I was like, wow, like I really don't want to go to this concert.
You've been scarred.
Yeah, I have. I still love her though. Like I listen to her old stuff all the time.
I feel like Jhene is somebody I put on frequently and listen to them.
Yeah.
Sure. That said, though, my quick comment on Pisces moons is a lot of famous, a lot of famous lyricists across genres have been Pisces moons. And so I think that Pisces moons are probably some of the best lyricists, like, for any song that you will ever encounter.
Who else?
Not, and I'm talking, I mean, like, I would even venture to say, like, songwriter, so any songwriter. Kehlani is a Pisces moon. Michael Jackson's a Pisces moon. Pretty sure Prince is a Pisces moon. I look at this list all the time because I'm always this person is a Pisces moon. I can tell. But I just give you 3 very different artists right there.
Yeah.
That are like Pisces moons. When they sing, they just get at like the core of something human that's just like crazy.
Wait, is Jhene a Pisces moon? Or she's just Pisces?
I'm pretty sure she's a Pisces. She's either a Pisces moon or I want to say she's a Pisces moon because she's Sag rising.
Yeah.
I think she's a Pisces moon.
Because she's one of those artists that like get to your soul.
Yeah. And I think something about Pisces moons, just the way that they process like the human experience.
Yeah.
And then put it out as some kind of music or poetry. It's like they do it the best.
Yeah.
Shout out to, if you're a Pisces moon, shout out to you.
I don't know if I know any Pisces moons. I probably do, I just don't.
You realize that they're Pisces moons.
Yeah.
That's how they keep it. That's like their secret sauce. So Jhene, that was your Jhene story. I was expecting something a little bit fierier, but I'm okay.
I mean, that was fire for me. Like, you're my favorite artist right now.
You got the tattoo.
Yeah. And she did a whole thing on Instagram where she reposted everybody that has a tattoo.
Did she repost you?
I didn't submit it.
You didn't. Of course you didn't.
I wanted to, but I didn't. I was like, you know why I'm not gonna submit it? Because I'm pretty sure I got this before any of y'all.
Of course you did.
So
you're a special snowflake. That said, I feel like there's something you wanted to say about Chris Brown, so that's why you wrote it down.
It was just he was coming across a little salty.
Oh, that's right. This was in relation to Rihanna and the Super Bowl performance.
Yeah,
you had a comment on his comment.
During Rihanna's performance, he went on Instagram, of course. He could have just texted her, bro. Whatever. Mm-hmm. You went on Instagram. I'm talking to him.
You never know who's watching.
And posted "Go Girl"
like a fan.
Yeah, which I get it. I think they're cool after their.
Speaking of how you were like, oh, I don't think Rocky's gonna let Drake anywhere near her. Do you think that Rocky would have been okay with Chris Brown texting her?
Fuck no.
Exactly. So it's like,
I don't care who you are.
Do you think that Chris Brown has it in him to step to Rocky?
Yeah. Because he's that cocky.
Yeah.
He's that hot-headed that he would.
So see, there we go. Here's the Chris Brown conversation. So you think that he has it in him to step to Rocky?
Yeah, for sure.
After his
he would get rocked.
Yeah. we all know who would win that.
Right? Like Rocky he's like that pretty, he's pretty. Rocky's pretty. Mm-hmm. He admits it.
He grew up in Harlem.
Yeah, like he's smooth. He's, whatever. He's not like. He doesn't give me like alpha, like
no.
Yeah, right?
He's a Libra, he's
but I think, Chris Brown, maybe after a drink or two.
I don't think sober he would have it in him. Because here's why I think that he doesn't have it in him to step to Rocky, because if he did, he would have texted her instead of posting on Instagram.
She probably got him blocked.
She probably does. Oh, that's a good point. Maybe that was the only way that he could reach her.
He could have tweeted it. I feel like Twitter would have been more acceptable.
That's true, because that's what it's for.
Yeah, like you really went on Instagram with no photo, no nothing, no content, just words. Mm-hmm. That's not what Instagram's for. But you needed the Instagram following to see that. Because Instagram probably has more following than Twitter. I'm gonna assume.
Did we talk about how Twitter is a superior app?
No.
Okay, we won't talk about it right now.
Yeah, I think he probably has more followers on Instagram than Twitter, right? I don't know. I'm just making this up. But yeah, I think it was corny. But what else can we expect?
When is Chris Brown not corny?
From Chris Brown? I don't even listen to his music. I do think he's a great performer.
Mm-hmm.
People were saying like, oh, is he gonna show up to Super Bowl with Rihanna or whatever? But I was like, why the fuck would that happen?
That would have been
like,
especially now that we know Rihanna's pregnant.
Yeah, nah, that would be crazy. Cause then it's like, there's the argument of.
Imagine the tabloid stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The argument of like, we accept domestic violence as a country before we accept pregnant women performing, or women that, I don't know, you saw that she got like all these fines for being over sexual.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so exactly.
Oh
so
God.
We accept domestic violence over women sexualizing themselves.
Rihanna was fully clothed.
Because she touched certain parts of her body, she was hit with some
fines. So we're still not.
I don't know if there's a price tag associated with it, but there were like.
Crazy.
Yeah. So whatever network had, they had a problem with the performance. Of course.
They know that they have a count. I'm sure there's a count of the amount of football players that get the cops call on them for domestic violence. Like the NFL.
Yeah.
Is aware of domestic violence.
Yeah.
But they aren't. They draw the line at a pregnant woman sexualizing herself
in a bodysuit.
Right. Fully clothed.
Yeah.
Making no specific gestures towards any of her dancers.
Yeah, the dancers, and Rihanna were too
suggestive.
For primetime television. What else do we expect? Like,
crazy.
No, literally, what else do we? But Jennifer Lopez can get on a pole in the middle of the Super Bowl, half clothed. Totally fine though. Like, whatever. I don't care, but
we know you don't.
The networks care. But that's fine. She didn't get hit with any fines. But pregnant Rihanna, who the world hasn't seen in 17 years.
17 years. 7 years. Has it felt like 17 years to you?
Yes, to her fans, it's 17 years.
She's put a child through college. Rihanna, come on.
Like, let her live, bro.
I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, the fucking NFL is always on some shit, so.
And then now we won't see her again.
No, she's performing at one of the award shows coming up.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. What's coming up?
I don't know.
Oscars?
She might be performing at the Oscars.
For Black Panther. Yeah, she's performing that song. So we'll see if she's more decent.
Oh boy. Okay.
This country. Hey, we won't. That's not.
We're not. Today's
definitely
not
not
a
going
heavy.
that way.
No, we have other topics to talk about. We talked about Jhene. We talked about Chris Brown and the Super Bowl. There's one other thing that we talked to before we get to our question.
But we didn't talk about Big Sean.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Do you want to talk about it now that you know he's an Aries?
I like Big Sean.
Me too.
I like his personality. I don't really like his music.
I like his music and his personality. I like him and Jhene together, actually. And I don't usually like Aries and Pisces together.
Yeah.
But I like them together.
Yeah. I watched this, like, tour of his house. Dope, sick house. He has a really nice house.
I don't like his fitness routine. I think he needs a better trainer that's not his friend, but...
Well, Big Sean.
It's not going to be me, but I can point you in the direction of some other trainers that could probably fix your form. you're doing your deadlifts
He's
wrong.
pretty fit though.
He's doing things wrong though. You know it drives him crazy.
Yeah, I've never watched him work out.
Matt saw one of his like he did one of those like Men's Health or something like workout routine videos for like an episode, and we just took it apart.
Well, that would explain the dad bod. He has a dad bod. It's cool.
I don't know. I mean, I don't care about
Physique.
how his body looks. I care that he's doing the workouts wrong.
Well, Big Sean, like I was saying, there's a fitness professional sitting next to me that would like to correct your form. She'll give you her information at the end.
You
of
can
this.
find it in the description box.
There you go. So Big Sean has this chain. I'm gonna just say one more thing about Big Sean.
By all means.
He has this chain that I really truly love. So I see a lot of people, I'm sure you do too, that wear the crystals around their neck, right? You also wear crystals around your neck.
I do. I almost put one on today.
Yeah, you wore one on the first time we worked out. I was like, she's protecting herself from whatever it is that she doesn't know about me. I get that. I was fine with it.
You mentioned that Jasmine wears them.
Yeah, she wears.
like when you saw mine.
Yeah, she always has a love course on. She doesn't take it off.
I switch up my well, so I'm wearing aquamarine because you should. I read that you should wear the stone that is your 6th house when you're going to work because it'll make you better, or like not better, but it'll enhance the 6th house qualities. And since I had to work today, I'm working now. Pisces is my 6th house, so I wear aquamarine, which is my 6th house.
I need to like memorize my chart the way you know. I feel like you know yourself. Like, you know the song "You Know Yourself"? That Drake didn't write. That one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think of when you start.
You think of me?
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I need to understand my shit. I need someone to explain it to me.
Well, you're a Virgo rising.
Yeah.
That means your 6th house is, if your 7th house is Pisces, your 6th house is Aquarius, you should be wearing amethyst on a day-to-day, which kind of makes sense for you, I think, in terms of your job. I think amethyst is probably your go-to.
That being said, so people wear crystals for the reasons that they do, right? And stones and whatever. Big Sean has one around his neck, and I think what he did to it is so fire. Like, I want one.
What did he do?
He like just put a gold chain around it and like wrapped it in gold.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
it's so dope.
Like
Like,
taking the copper wrap up a notch.
yeah. So I think he's very like original in his style. I think he has good taste in
I would
fashion.
say that.
Yeah.
It's pretty original.
It's the Aries in him.
I was gonna say, Big Sean, Pharrell, you.
Yeah. Me. Wow.
Style.
Wow. Big Sean Pharrell me. let's just like pause on that moment while my head explodes. Yeah.
There you go. I think Aries are pretty good fashion icons.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
For sure. I've never really met an Aries that didn't know,
Style.
yeah, whatever it may
Mariah
look
Carey. Like divas. I'm saying that to say that like divas are also known for that kind of like that extraordinary style, like that glamour. So even if it's not like being stylish, like in that way that,
put together.
yeah, but it's like,
Elevated.
yes,
Yeah.
elevated is the word I'm looking for.
Gotcha. Balance. So that's it on Big Sean. No hate. Just, he has like a little Detroit swag, which I think is cool.
I've never been to Detroit.
Me neither. But he reps it so well. It's
He
like,
does.
yeah, he does. He makes it look super cool.
I also feel like he does something that I believe in strongly that people should do, is when they do make it and they move out of their hometown, they do stuff in their community that they grew up in to like make it better.
For
so
sure.
it's like elevated a little more. And I know he always talks about doing stuff in Detroit, like building things and communities and centers and stuff to like help. So
very important.
yes. What was our third topic? Strip clubs. Reasons you should go.
I've been avoiding this one.
I'm not, because my answer is so simple. I think my answer is the simple answer, and the reason we decided to talk about this is because I was like, I think that I have a story I can share that's really funny. I haven't decided if I'm going to share it yet because I just remembered, but it goes with what I'm saying. So we were talking about strip clubs because you had shared a story with me that we won't say here just in case. It's a wholesome story. It's wholesome because it involves Jasmine. But you were sharing a story with me, and then I was saying I think I actually have one of the rare reasons that I would hear of people going to strip clubs. And then you mentioned Jasmine and me are on the same boat here. But I was saying that I feel like after I have kids, I would be open and okay with getting my boobs done, because I feel like kids take a toll on your body, and I appreciate strippers because when you go, obviously the last time I went, I was with guys and one other girl, and the strippers were nice to the girls because they wanted to give the guys dances. That's what they do. So they let you, like, you know, touch them. I asked because I asked her because I was impressed by her doctor's work, and so
was it Dr. Miami?
I know. I don't remember who her doctor was, but I was just impressed, and so I was complimenting her as she was trying to solicit a dance from the gentleman next to me.
That's usually how it goes.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I was just there. I feel like when you're a girl and you go with guys, you're kind of just there as like, kind of like their emotional support person. Like, so that girls approach them and they know they're not creepy.
Yeah.
Because if you're with
bunch
guys
of guys,
and you're like one or two girls, it's like, okay, these aren't creepy guys.
Yeah.
So I was really there as an emotional support figure.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think strippers, I mean, all right, we should probably stop calling them strippers. They're dancers.
But just to wrap up this point, for my reasoning, I'm going there for research because I want to know, like, I want to know who good plastic surgeons are, because I am vain. And you mentioned that me and Jasmine were in the same feeling about this, so.
Well, no, Jasmine goes for.
Well, Jasmine has her own reasons for going.
Yeah.
But you did mention that me and Jasmine mentioned the same thing about children and vanity.
Yes. Dancers.
Dancers.
Not strippers. They don't like that word.
Really?
Yeah. I think.
Okay.
I get it.
You might know more than me.
Dancers. I'm gonna go ahead and say that they are really good at reading energy.
Too.
Like,
I guess you have to.
their job.
Yeah.
Yeah. To protect themselves. In whatever way that means.
I mean, that's, to the same point, it's like you're gonna feel more comfortable dancing for people that are there with girls, because you know they're probably not
Even
gonna.
with men, right? I'm sure they come into contact with large groups of men.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to avoid them because they're probably going to spend money. So that's where you want to be as a dancer. I could imagine. But they're pretty good at feeling out the vibes.
That's true.
And like setting a tone of, this is what I'm here for. Like, they're very direct. So shout out to the dancers.
They're good with boundaries.
Yeah. Right?
Everyone can learn a thing or two about boundaries by going to a strip club. There
No,
you go.
seriously.
Another reason to go.
Yeah. In case you struggle in that department.
I think a lot of people struggle with boundaries. This is also a good one to mention during Pisces season, because everyone's like, ooh, Pisces just dissolve boundaries, which I think is true for baby Pisces. I think baby Pisces struggle with boundaries, but like evolved Pisces are really good at holding boundaries. So for the baby Pisces that are watching this, and by baby Pisces, I mean 50 and below.
Okay.
50 and below, because Pisces struggle for a while. So 50 and below Pisces, this strip club for boundaries.
Queen strip clubs for boundaries.
There we go. Now we know we've got
Good.
10 more minutes. 10
To talk
15.
about dancers?
Do you need 10 to 15 more minutes to talk about dancers?
It's up to you.
Do you have...
Why do people go? Well, okay.
So we both got 2 different reasons. We did share 2 different reasons.
Why do I go to the strip club?
Well, no, but you gave a good reason. It didn't have to be personal, but that they're good at reading energy and therefore good for establishing boundaries.
I'm not going to the strip club for boundaries.
No, however,
I'm just gonna put that out
we're
there.
just giving the people advice. So boundaries is one reason. For vanity and a learning experience is another. Now you can give us a third reason. There's no reason. You can give us as many reasons as you have.
Most people go to the strip club for entertainment. Let's be real.
Yes.
It's entertaining. Who doesn't want to be in a room full of beautiful women?
I agree.
Right? Good music. If you're in Atlanta, good food.
The Atlanta clubs are different. They're not.
Yeah.
Do you want to shout out Atlanta? I know it's your favorite place to be.
Shout out to Atlanta. Yeah, I do love Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Music.
Entertainment. You just said entertainment.
Yeah, the music's usually better in a strip club.
It is. And that's why I think that's why Cardi B is as famous as she is, right? Because she had...
I would have loved to run into Cardi B in a strip club.
You know what's hysterical with me? And I tell people this all the time. A part of the reason I like Cardi B is because she's like very great apart. Like I could have, and we were in the same place, like in the same kind of environment. Not strip clubs in the Bronx, but being
Did
like
she work in the Bronx? Suze?
I don't remember. But the fact that it's like something about Queens kids that are all like 1 or 2 years apart, like 91 to 95 is like, we could have all run into each other at some point.
Yeah.
Because we were all kind of at the same places at the same time.
Yeah, we could have run into each other.
We could have.
We probably were in the same room.
Maybe. I don't know.
That'd be funny. I say that to Jasmine too all the time. I think it's wild that we didn't meet
sooner
before we met. But the stars were definitely aligned for us.
Jasmine saw something in you that no one else saw. We'll say that.
Yeah, but we were definitely in the same place at the same time a lot. Jasmine and I, we never...
You mentioned you worked at Queens Center Mall at the same time. But on different floors, which is crazy.
Yeah, we did. At the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Whenever I think about stuff like that with people, it's like amazing to me. It's like, it makes me believe so much in like a universal plan.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we have a lot of like different situations like that where we were definitely in the same place. Shout out to Queens Center Mall. You're not from Queens if you didn't work at the mall, bro. And Green Acres doesn't count.
I love Queens Center Mall. I think when I think of it, I do have fun. That's like one of the few places where I'm like, I have really fond memories of Queens Center Mall.
Me too.
And it's like untainted. Like I don't have any bad memories of Queens Center Mall.
I was just running up that Applebee's, like I was in there.
Shout out to Applebee's.
Yeah. Good times.
So yeah, lots of reasons to go to strip clubs. I'm still undecided if I'm going to share my story because it's kind of a chaotic story.
I'm not gonna pressure you.
Nonetheless, let's get to our question, which I feel like all the topics that we picked this week and last week are really good Pisces themed topics, and I think that'll actually carry us through Pisces season because by the time we record episode 6, we'll be approaching Aries season.
The best season.
Mm-hmm. So,
just saying.
Our question, which I thought of based on so many factors of like this week, but what is your top piece of relationship advice? Do you have it off the top of your head? Because I have mine.
I do.
You share yours first then.
I think being vulnerable is very important in a relationship. I know it's cliche to say communication is key, but it really, really, really is. If you're feeling a type of way, you need to be able to express yourself in the right way.
I was gonna say, you also have to think about it, like communication isn't just like, oh, let's talk about it, but it's like you really gotta understand the way who you're with receives information, because you might say it your way and it'll just go completely over their head.
Yeah.
Because it's like not the way that they are used to receiving or understanding information.
Yeah, and you know what, it also, like, to say relationship advice, like, what kind of relationship? Like,
I think the advice that we're about to give, like one-on-one, the 2 pieces of advice that we're about to give could be romantic relationships, but I think that these pieces of advice tend to also stand for like any kind of relationship. So like work relationship, family relationship, friendship, because I think, so I'll let you continue yours before I continue mine.
Yeah, it's all full circle if you really think about it. Like romantic, friendship,
family.
It still requires the same attention. It still requires the same open communication. Sometimes that even means communicating with yourself before you communicate with other people.
That's fire signs need to do.
Yeah, like talk yourself through things. Don't just kind of, I've had to learn to do this in my relationship. Not just kind of go. Like,
when
don't just let it out.
Say what the immediate first thing on our mind is trouble.
Yeah.
We always have to like pause first.
Yeah. Because I think it's important to really fully understand how you feel before you can communicate with someone else. You know, like really justify why you feel the way you feel and then communicate it with that other person. So for me, I'm big on communication, but that falls in line with trusting yourself, trusting the other person, and then being vulnerable within the relationship. Be yourself, stay true to who you are, don't let outside forces.
These are 3 different pieces of advice.
For me, that's what it is.
They all go together. Okay, I can see that. They do all go together.
Yeah.
I think my best also, so I guess this goes in a tangent box, adjacent box to communication, because it's the opposite but the same. So I think my number 1 piece of advice to people is don't talk about your relationship with anybody else. That to me, I think, like, don't ask your friends for advice.
Yeah.
Don't
I was big on that.
Share it. You were big on asking your friends for advice?
No, not.
Yeah, I'm big on that too. I'm like, don't ask people for advice. Don't share stuff in that way. Like, I don't believe you should be sharing. Also, because I think even when you vent to people, I don't think you should vent about your relationship to your friends or your family. And I don't think you should seek your friends or your family for advice either. And I feel super strongly about that because, number 1, I'm a Leo. I don't like people giving me advice.
Yeah,
Don't do it. I don't like being given advice. I also don't like to give advice to people. So if people ask me one-on-one for advice, I don't really like to give it because nobody knows the situation better than you, especially your relationships as it relates to work, friends, romantic, any of that. Like, don't, again, eyes to the camera, don't ask people for advice. And I'm going to double down on this by saying most of the people that like engage in that kind of thing where they ask other people for advice, the person you're asking is usually not in a better relationship either. Yeah. Like, I see that a lot. I see a lot of people asking their friends for advice, but their friends also don't have good relationships, like romantically or with their families. So it's like, who are you asking for advice really? Yeah. Like,
chances are the person that you're asking
it's not any happier
to answer it the way it needs to be answered.
Yes.
You know? It's not even fuck who they are or what they're going through. They're not gonna give you the right answer.
Exactly.
If you can't figure it out yourself, there's no way
that asking someone else
is gonna figure it out.
Exactly.
Luckily, we have therapy.
And what I think therapists are better at, like a therapist also isn't there to give you advice, really. Right. It's like scheduled time basically to talk into a box, like to vent. Yeah. And to have a mediator.
Yeah.
Really, it's scheduled time for you to have a difficult conversation with your partner and have a mediator that tells you that makes sure you're not talking over each other, that makes sure that you're being respectful, keeping the rule, tempers aren't flaring too high.
Yeah, you're not gonna say some crazy shit in front of a therapist.
Exactly. So a therapist is basically just there to be a third party to your conversation without any judgment, advice, or opinion. They're there to ask you guiding questions.
Yeah.
So they're there to read the situation and then ask you a question that will hopefully guide you yourself to an answer instead of giving you that answer.
Yeah.
And I try to tell people that all the time. A therapist isn't there to tell you the answer.
Yeah. And if they are, they're not the right therapist.
Exactly.
They're trying to tell you what to do. Move on.
Yeah, they should just be kind of like a parent helping you cross the street.
Yeah.
They should just be helping you give you the question to get you from answer 1 to answer 2.
Yeah. I feel like as a society, we're definitely moving towards therapy being the norm within relationships and for individuals. So it's a good sign. So,
I'll tell my parents and anyone that'll listen that everyone needs to go to therapy. I'm to the extreme where it's you need a psych evaluation before you have kids, because a lot of you need to be able to make it through some basic mental processing.
Facts.
Before you get behind the wheel of a vehicle, before you have kids.
That sounds, it's really factual.
Yeah.
Because there's really people that are wilding out here in the way that they think and the way that they express themselves. It blows my mind almost at least once a day.
Me too.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah.
So I'm always even if you think you're fine, you should just go talk to a therapist.
You're not fine. No one's perfect.
We're all carrying around some generational trauma.
The Leos are perfect.
You said it, not me. I also wouldn't credit all Leos, because I feel I'm frequently annoyed by Leos that are near my birthday, or just a lot of Leos in general. I think I'm one of the minority Leos. It's the best Leo. It's not all Leos. One of my best friends has the same birthday as me, the exact same birthday. But we have the same chart.
You would.
So to me, I'm of course you're another perfect Leo, because we've got the same chart, basically, with the exception of our rising sign.
My best friend is Leo.
However, I have met at least 3 other people with my exact birthday, and they aren't as good as my best friend. They all kind of, I know a Leo that's a Scorpio rising with the same chart as me, and I don't. She was my best friend in high school, and we did not have a good.
Was it her fault?
I think it was mutual. However, she was a Scorpio rising, so.
Does she follow you?
We follow each other on Instagram, but
Tisk.
But
remove the waste via social media. I'm big on that. I'm not following you if I don't fuck with you.
Yeah, that's nice.
No, seriously.
I remove a lot of. This is a social media conversation for another day. Nonetheless, I feel in my mind it's one of those situations where it's I have forgiven you because I don't think about it ever on a daily basis, but I'm not forgetting it. In that Leo way where it's I will always remember. Mm-hmm. But I think I know that part of that is a Leo Virgo combo also, because I feel Virgos and Pisces keep receipts on everything, specifically to pull out for to say that they got you on something.
Yeah.
I got a receipt for most things.
Damn.
And you know what I do? I go the extra mile. Is I'll write it in my journal. I'll take screenshots. I have receipts on everything. I will write it in my journal when something was upsetting to me, so that I can always reference it. If it's a conversation, I will write that conversation word for word, so I can remember exactly what you said to me.
So what about second chances?
I believe in second chance. I said I forgive her. I just won't forget.
Yeah, but it's not okay. But then what?
Once you've revealed who you are to me, exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's fine. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're adults.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to tolerate bullshit in your 30s.
Exactly. That said, That was our relationship advice.
Yeah, don't tolerate the bullshit.
You're adding so much relationship advice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm married, so you know, I feel like
not a married talk show.
I know.
I said one piece of advice.
I don't think one is.
No, but your top piece. It doesn't have to be consistent. It could be just your top piece of advice for today.
Okay, yeah.
So you started with
vulnerability.
There we go. And I said, don't talk about your relationship with anybody. Keep it to you and your diary, you and your, I wouldn't even say tell your therapist because you're on your own spiritual journey. Write it down. Write it down. I'm big on journaling. If you are mad about something, write it down so that you can say the angry words out loud in a journal and then leave it alone and then go. And then if you still feel the same way, you can figure out a different way to word the conversation. But I'm big on don't ask your friends for advice on your relationship. Don't even vent to your friends about your relationship. That's my piece of advice.
Yeah.
Don't vent, don't ask for advice.
Especially established relationships. New relationships are different, I feel.
I don't ask anybody for advice on relationships. No, I don't know a single person that's happier.
Even if you're dating someone?
No. Because I am like...
You know best.
No, but in my family, I'm like the boss level of okay, if Star likes somebody, they've checked out all these boxes because I'm super strict on who is even allowed.
Have you always been that way?
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm the one that people are okay, we can they have to pass some tests before you bring them to me.
Yeah, I can do that. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
People should learn from that.
Hello. All right, I think that calls it on this episode. Thank you guys for watching, listening, receiving, laughing. I should probably shout out some social. You can follow us on Instagram at LaFlamePod. I'm shouting it out on this episode because I realized that we didn't ever shout it out on any of the other episodes.
No, you did on the first.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now it's going to be on the 5th. So every 4 to 5 episodes, I'll remind you to follow us on Instagram. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or obviously you can watch us on YouTube. And I think that's all. Yeah, feel free to like, share, subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, put it in the comments. You can also, I think everything has it. You can email us if there's any topics that you think we should talk about. That's always, we're gonna come up with a bunch anyways.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while for us to limit ourselves to 3 or 4. But obviously we are here to engage with community and people. So if you think of anything that you want us to talk about, that you think would be entertaining to hear us talk about, even if you're I don't care what the answer to what they have to say is, but I know this will be an entertaining topic to hear from a Leo and an Aries, put it in the comments. So yeah, I think that's all. And yeah, bye.
Peace out.
48-minute episode.